Hello everyone. In today's video, we're going to talk about a very important topic for your writing skills, which is pie structure. The objectives of the video are to identify the three parts of pie in a paragraph and to write a paragraph using pie structure. So if you look at this picture, you'll find a very easy way to remember to structure a paragraph using the acronym PIE, which stands for Point, Illustration, and Explanation. The point is the main idea or the main claim in the paragraph. The illustration is all the information that you're using from another source or the support to support the main idea or the main claim. And the explanation is your own analysis of what to do with this information. How is the illustration supporting your main idea? Let's take a look at some examples using pie structure in different ways. In this first example, you will see a very clear paragraph with three parts of pie. There are three sentences. The first sentence has the P or the point. There are several linguistic factors that play an essential role when learning a second language. So this is the main point that the writer is trying to make in this paragraph. The second sentence, which starts with "on the other hand," and it ends with the citation, "that's my illustration." This is the information that we are using as support for our claim, and we're using it from another source, another author, to give more credibility to our point. The last sentence that starts with "as stated by Ortega," and it ends with the last word in this paragraph, that's the explanation or the writer's attempt to analyze how the illustration ties up with the point. So here we see in a very clear way the three parts of pie in a paragraph. In this second paragraph, we are going to introduce two more elements. We still see our point, which is the very first sentence, the one that you see in bold. Then we have our illustration, and in this case, it's a direct quote from the outside source, and the last sentence, which is my explanation. But we also introduce the signal phrase that you can see in the phrase that is underlined that says, "according to ornithologist J. Shepard," and we see an in-text citation at the end of the quote, which contains the year of publication and the page number. So we have our three parts of pie, but also it's very important to introduce these two elements to the paragraph. So in every quote, paraphrase, or summary that you use or that you write, you should have these five elements. First, the point, the signal phrase, your illustration, in-text citation, and explanation. So points 1, 3, and 5 represent our pie, but in between each element we see the signal phrase and the in-text citation, which are necessary to give credit to the author, which is very important in an academic paper. These are some examples of signal phrases that you can use to show variety in your paper. According to Sadler, and then you use the year of publication between parentheses, or you can say something like, "in the words of Nobel Prize winner," and then you mention the name of the person, and then you follow it with a quote, or "as Dr. King has noted," Macmillan points out, psychologist B.F. Skinner offers his argument, or you can have first a quote and then follow it by a phrase like "claims linguist Noam Chomsky." So these are just some examples of ways that you can introduce your illustration in the paragraph. In this table, you will find a myriad of verbs that represent different actions that you can use depending on what you want to convey in your paragraph. The more accurate you are, the better. In academic writing, it is very important not to be vague. So verbs like say are considered vague, and so instead of using those verbs, you can use verbs like the ones that you see on the chart that you can use or study on your own later. Let's move on to the third example. So in this one, we can see each sentence in a different color, and each color is represented in the color code next to the paragraph. The point is the first sentence that is in blue. Then we have the signal phrase in green and is also underlined. The illustration in purple, the in-text citation in red, in this case it's the page number, and the final sentence in dark blue represents the explanation. You can read this paragraph later on your own. For the fourth paragraph, we see something very interesting. And that is that it's not necessary to have only one illustration and explanation in each paragraph. You can have more than one, which is the case in this example. So you can see the point, the topic sentence, you see a signal phrase, but then you see two illustrations that are in purple and two explanations that are in red. Ideally, in a paragraph, you can have up to 3 illustrations and explanations, and actually that's going to give you more credibility as an author because you're going to use more support for your topic sentence. Another interesting thing we see in this paragraph is the closing sentence, which takes all these explanations further and ties the whole content together. So, in summary, when integrating information from outside sources into your own writing, remember PI. Point. So ask yourself, what will the paragraph be about? What is the topic? What is your main claim? What signal phrase are you going to use to introduce your in-text citation? Then, when you write your illustration, are you going to quote? Are you going to use a paraphrase or a summary? These are all the outside sources that you want to use as information or support. The in-text citation is very necessary to give credit to the author, and the explanation it answers the question, how does your illustration support the topic sentence or point? So, now let's practice. Attached to this video, you will find a link to this worksheet. In this worksheet, you're going to write a paragraph applying the 3 parts of PI. There are 2 topics that you can choose from. You can choose from carbon footprint or solar energy. So based on that, then you, after you select the topic, then you will write a topic sentence, which is going to state your main claim or your opinion. Once you have that, you can research for concrete evidence, go online, look for information on the topic, and write about 2 sentences for your claim. In this case, you need to paraphrase, quote, and give an in-text citation, and finally write a sentence to explain how your illustration is helping or supporting your topic sentence. These are all the references that have been used in this video. Thank you very much for your attention, and if you have any questions, you can email me. My email is jreyes@zamorano.edu. Thank you.